Good morning. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to outline the devastating impact that COVID-19 has had on Shannon Group and more generally on aviation and tourism sectors, and most importantly this morning, the support measures that are now required to assist us as we navigate our way through this crisis. By way of background, Shannon Group is a commercial state company. Like the DA, we're not funded from the Exchequer, and our mandate is to promote aviation and optimise the return on our land and property assets. We employ over 600 people across our businesses, Shannon Airport, Shannon Commercial Properties and Shannon Heritage. And through our International Aviation Services Centre, we support the development of a cluster of over 80 aviation companies based at Shannon. The group is a key driver of economic growth in the Midwest and right along the Atlantic seaboard. Our activities support significant jobs in the region. The connectivity the group provides through the airport is vital for business and tourism interests located in our region, enabling them to live locally but trade globally. We in Shannon Group started out this year with great optimism, projecting growth across each of our businesses. We had secured new routes in the airport. We were continuing our strong investment strategy at Shannon Commercial Properties, and we were anticipating growth at our Shannon Heritage sites. We have been through many crises in the past, but never on such a scale. Two of the three businesses, Shannon Airport and Shannon Heritage, have been devastated by this pandemic. Like airports all over the world, Shannon witnessed an almost total collapse in airport traffic, connectivity and revenues. All market indications are that we're looking at a very slow recovery. Throughout this crisis, we have endeavoured to maintain a level of service at our airport to allow repatriation flights, essential cargo movements, including facilitating the delivery of vital PPE, providing emergency cover and facilitating MRO operators on the airfield. And I'm proud of the role our employees played throughout in ensuring these services were available. Since the onset of the pandemic through to the end of June, passenger numbers at Shannon were down 96%. We expect our group revenue to be down over 60% this year. Faced with the fact that since March the group has seen revenue down by over 1.3 million per week, we took decisive action and implemented difficult but necessary short-term measures to preserve the business for the future, allow us recover and rebuild from this crisis and ultimately protect jobs in the longer term. Similar to other airports, we've engaged with our employees on a number of measures to reduce payroll costs while we recover from this crisis. Amongst those are a temporary reduction in pay and a voluntary severance scheme. We launched a COVID customer safety charter in the airport and introduced rigorous new public health measures across our businesses to protect the health and safety of our staff and instill confidence in everyone coming to our airport and heritage sites. On the 1st of July, we reopened our terminal to scheduled services with the recommencement by Ryanair's 16 routes. However, given the government advice for essential travel only, our passenger numbers are extremely low. We're operating at well below 20% of normal activity levels for July, and indeed our numbers were down 88% for the first 21 days. Due to the heavy reliance of Shannon Heritage on the international marketplace, accounting for over 70% of our visitors, we were only able to open our key sites for the peak season to cater for the domestic market. And unfortunately, despite an extensive marketing campaign, visitor numbers and revenues at our sites are significantly down. The fact is that less than 30% of our business is never going to make up for the 70% that isn't there. Given the collapse in revenue, increasing losses being incurred by Shannon Heritage, the group is not in a position to continue to subvent the business into the off-season, and therefore we have sought government support to cover the ongoing costs of keeping sites open. Aviation is expected to be the last sector of the economy to recover, and during this time, the economic cost is mounting. Air connectivity is vital for FDI and Indigenous business in our region. Equally, our location as a transatlantic gateway to the Wild Atlantic Way is crucial for the tourism industry right along the West Coast. As a member of the Aviation Task Force, I've highlighted on behalf of Shannon Group the importance of airports in the regions around Ireland in driving economic recovery and balanced regional development. The measures contained in the Task Force report are vital for the recovery, including rebuilding regional and international connectivity. A stimulus package urgently needs to be put in place to encourage the rebuilding of air traffic. We also need government support for essential capital projects at the airport. We welcome the government's July stimulus package, in particular the extension of the wage support scheme, and we're reviewing the measures therein to see how they can support our business. In summary, this pandemic has caused massive disruption. It has changed how we live and work. Until there's a vaccine, there will be many issues which have to be managed. We can get through this, but we have to be prepared to do things differently. We have taken many short-term, difficult decisions in the Shannon Group to deal with COVID-19 in order to preserve our business for the future. We have done all we can, and now government action is urgently required. We must work together. There is an urgent need for stakeholders to act together in simultaneously managing the direct consequences of this crisis. This is an opportunity to now rebalance Ireland for a more sustainable and resilient future.